Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Dice Cult for episode 134 of On the Backs of Gods. I am your DM, Jillian, and we have all of our players here today. Same as always, we have Kyle, Matt, Katie, Josh, and Greg. I will go ahead and just say a quick happy belated Mother's Day, especially to my own mother. When you hear this, hi, I love you. Uh,
Love you, Mom.
I'm going to go ahead and give us a recap, and then we will jump into things. Last time, the party continued its trek northwards towards the Wise One's Parapet, which is a ruin that is said to house something called a drum, which is some powerful artifact that a bunch of cultists are actively looking for. And you're like, maybe we should get there first to either acquire this item or beat the shit out of some cultists, or both, in whatever order you see fit. Depending on, the level of guarantees you want in life.
Depending on the
But
vibes.
what vibes? We'll see. Uh, you all trek your way through the woods. A storm rages on and then finally fades as you get to a no man's land between the woods and the forest. And the forest is almost standing with enough majesty to make you forget every terrible thing that has happened to you because of corruption. It is
Mm.
it is art and beauty and love, the seasons, nature, God standing before you as millions of trees. And you're like, we're going to walk in there. This, we're there. All of you make your way across this no man's land. No tracks to be seen, hopefully for the best. Uh, you make your way into the forest of Eden, and it is full of life and trees that seem to be actively communicating with each other and possibly some things else. As the second you step into the boundaries of the forest, the trees continue to speak to each other, sending messages far back into the forest that you're there, that something is there, and that you should tell them. So, something at some point may be alerted to your presence, could be just a blueberry bush, unclear. Blueberry bush loves it, some gossip, my dudes. Um,
Blueberry Bush
but
just wants to know if we're chill.
are there people there? That's great. Tell them I said hi if they're not dead yet. Uh, all of you make your way stealthing through the forest, seeing, beautiful bugs and butterflies and like these large lizards that sort of crawl across branches, birds that burst out from the trees as you get too close, and these terrible looking lump of flesh monsters with a jagged maw full of multiple sharp teeth and little thick legs with like sharp little claws on the ends of their toes and their hands, and just kind of the buzzing of eyes as they shake and look around and click as they communicate with each other. All of you staying hidden for now. At this point, you have arrived at a place where there is nothing surrounded by everything. A circular space in the middle of the forest where the trees are not actively growing. But there are trees that look like they attempted to and got pushed out. So there's one tree that's just aggressively at a long angle pushing out of this nothing space, along with moss and vines that seem to hang on to nothing. And after bringing out your lantern of revealing, you can see that you have no on the floor. No longer part of anything, just destroyed and cast outwards. But you are now staring at the nothing that you assume to be the Wise One's Parapet. I would love to start there, and by start there, I mean I would love somebody
Mm.
to roll me a d20. Who wants to roll me a
Wow.
d20?
I vote Katie does it.
Every time I've done it, it's been bad lately, but
I mean, I was going to volunteer, except there's fully no in between. It's either a nat 20 or something shit.
here we go.
Oh,
That's
Wild card.
14. That's the best thing I've rolled the whole day while I was practicing. So,
you guys
got
wanted a
out
low
all the bad
number.
ones.
never
Me
mind.
too.
You're
God
welcome,
damn it.
everybody.
Should have had Mac do it.
That's fine.
Wait, what'd you say?
I said you guys wanted a low number.
You're
Ah,
welcome.
So let me write that.
It's fine. It's fine.
Don't worry
It's
about it.
Fine. Why would we? What are we worried about?
Nothing.
You all can
Nothing.
feel the shadows that had been originally clinging to all of you slowly dissipate and fall away. And tell me if I'm wrong. Did the invisibility start before the no man's land? I think it might have.
It was just prior, I believe.
Yeah.
It was
So
right
it was at
before
the
we went
same
out.
time as Pass Without Trace.
Yeah.
So invisibility is also gone.
Okay. Cool. All right.
All y'all.
Oh, Kel, you scared me.
Ooh,
It's
I've
just
been here
right
the whole
next to you.
time.
Just glad they're both actually here.
that's also very good. Roshan, Keld, great to see you both. That being said,
Happy to be seen.
well, I hate to tell you to go back into the unseen world, but Fen and I might be able to take a quick look around, see whether or not there's anyone about that we can hear or see, but I don't know if we want to try and make a direct approach on the parapet or what.
Well, Roshan, once you hold this lantern, and keep an eye out here, what does the ground look like? Is there any indication that anyone or anything has passed through here lately, or is it overgrown like everywhere else?
Snowy?
Is there any trampling
Everything
of?
is pretty terribly overgrown. You're welcome to roll. You can go ahead and give me perception or survival.
Okay. Can I
So I
lend
think-
help to him?
Sure.
As Fen tries to push the lantern in our direction, I think Roshan pushes it back and says, "I think you two should do a lap around with that and find us an entrance, and we'll stay here quiet and safe."
Makes sense.
All
to
right.
me.
Yeah, Nana, keep an eye out for people. I'll check for broken foliage and trampling, and they got a thank you to Nana for advantage at 25 on the perception or survival. The same roll for me.
So nothing unnatural. There's, of course, active crushing of foliage and snapping of twigs, but you take into account that this is possibly a heavily trafficked area, but nothing shouts out to you as this was a humanoid footstep. But you do recognize the feet of the creature that you saw jumped up onto the log next to you, and you can see its little talon tootsies. So you know they've been through.
Thank you for describing them as Tootsies, because I, from your description, got that they were cute, and then you sent pictures and confirmed it. Those Tootsies were adorable.
Very cute. I'm sure
Kyle
everyone would
definitely
agree.
wants like a squishable of these. I'm skeptical, but that's fine. To each their own.
Do they have
They
a
do.
squishmallow of these?
Where's the
That's the one.
squishmallow at?
I need the squishmallow of these guys and their tootsies.
I don't know what monster it actually is, so I don't want to ask Jillian to like reveal that to us, but I
At the same
probably
time.
would.
I mean, I'm just gonna tell you their name to support your love of how cute of a creature they are. They are called the Wretched.
I need a little wretched squishmallow!
Sorry, I don't have any.
So cute.
They get one to
Yeah,
put
but
next
they're
to
wretched
the
little boys.
capybaras.
Yeah. Oh God.
So you guys
Oh,
are in
yeah.
a terrible forest. What are we doing?
Well, doing what we said we'd do, I suppose.
Tried to find a way in, I suppose.
That's the goal.
Look,
Okay.
you know, from the reading I did, it didn't sound like anyone made it past the first chamber.
Okay.
I'm wondering if there's a way to enter that's not the first chamber.
I'll have a look
Is
with.
there up?
Well, we can only assume, but you said I could take the scanning on the parapet itself, or did you want to take the lantern? Whichever one of us has it, we can scan up the whole length of it, however much
I'll
there
just
is.
work together. We work better together. So
You're not wrong.
I'll hold the lantern. You call out what you see.
Sounds like a plan. Okay. We'll take a look around, we'll do a lap, and you all stay here, stay quiet, and stay safe, but keep an eye out, would you?
Everybody roll stealth.
Yeah. I mean, should I throw down
Everybody.
pass without trace, or nah?
It would only affect you and Fen.
Yeah, pretty much.
17.
I
Oh my
also
God.
got 17.
I got 16.
I rolled a 19, so I got a 31.
Of course you did.
Yeah. Was that a natural one, Keld?
It was.
Perfect.
love
Buddy,
that.
you're standing
Good.
still! How do you... How? He's just shaking.
Keld,
Rattle, rattle, rattle.
two of your friends stealth off, and you're like, oh, cool. And so you kind of get comfortable on your back foot, and you take like a little bit like a too much of a step backwards because it's,
Oh,
you know,
no.
uneven foliage, uneven ground. You weren't
Yeah.
looking.
Oh, no. Oh,
And
God.
fully just kind of like step back into a tree and kind of a mist, sort of a pinkish purple haze of spores
Oh, fuck!
bursts out around you. I would love you to give me a Constitution saving throw.
The fuck? 25.
Thank
Okay.
God! I'm waiting for it to either be like possession spores or poison.
I mean, you're going to take 4 points of poison damage,
Ah!
and you are able to sort of, there is like this kind of cloying scent that kind of takes over your body, and you're like, as you kind of choke on some of it, and you can feel just like a pulse of pain kind of through your lungs, and you kind of like have to take a second and like stumble forward and like work through it, but you are not poisoned.
That's good. But you are coughing up like a lung and a half.
Rolled terribly on that damage. So sad. Anywho,
So
Um,
sad.
the two rangers go on an adventure. The two of you start making your way forward. You have the lantern, and you're sort of
Mhm.
scanning it over the bits and pieces that have fallen to the side, which you were able to notice with the lantern.
Mhm.
And you bring it up all dramatically straight to the tower, and you can't see shit. It shines on nothing. The tower remains invisible, but the rubble around it is visible with the lantern.
Okay. All right, that's
Weird.
fine. It's an enchantment, of course. The stuff that's all part of the thing that's all together is impervious to being perceived. Of course it is. It's fine.
I can see the broken bits. What if we
What, break the
slightly
whole thing?
slightly damage it?
It's already been slightly damaged. There's all of this everywhere.
Throw stones at it or something.
Yes, and alert everything that's inside to us trying to come inside.
Look, it was just an idea.
I don't not appreciate the idea. However, I think that maybe we can try something slightly more subtle. Let's try and get up close and see whether or not there's a way that we can feel for where there'd be a natural break. If this is a part of the parapet that would have had a guard entrance or a storage, some kind of door that would lead inside, at the very least we can try and find that and then work our way from there to see whether or not there's another accessible entrance.
You know, from the reading we did, it was let us believe that whatever was going to happen at the new moon. But it also sort of sounded like we could only see this place at the new moon, in which case we'd have a handful of more days of waiting if we actually wanted to perceive this structure.
I mean, I'm not sure if perceiving the structure necessarily will help us. If we can use a different sense instead and get it done the sooner.
Nana, you don't see in the dark, and I know you know what it's like to try to walk up a set of stairs that you can't see.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's difficult to do quickly, but you can do it slowly. You can feel out step by step with your toes. I've had to do it before. It's manageable. It's not easy, but we can
But
try.
stairs don't bite you, or poison you, or swallow you whole, or shoot you into the asshole of another dimension, or...
Right, but we can't just assume that once we step inside there will be the only things that are visible, and everything else, including any creatures walking around inside, are invisible too. Once we get in, we'll be able to see everything fine.
Also, everybody sees them shine the light, nothing happens, and then they both kind of like sit down and are like crouched next to each other and have been just talking and have not advanced.
It's
Personally, I'd like to hear what Roshan says after we
check
about
on
this.
him?
As soon as we check and make sure there's nothing immediately going to kill us in the vicinity.
let's do our lap. Let's do our lap like we said we would, and then we'll reconvene and figure things out.
Both of you can give me perception checks. Well, give me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh man.
Why?
But why?
You made the trees mad.
19.
Okay.
Run.
I have an 18.
Get a 13.
Keld, you take 5 points of bludgeoning damage as you like cough and stumble for it, and a tree just casually whacks the shit out of you,
Wow.
and then goes back to casual.
Wow. Rude.
Oh boy.
You said 5?
There's no response. Yeah, 5. What did we get, Rangers? I was distracted by beating the shit out of
I got a 13.
chipping away. 13.
Not having a good time.
Keld's like, I'm good in the forest. The forest gets socked in the jaw by a fucking tree immediately.
This is
I'm
no
finally
ordinary
where I should
forest.
be.
This is the forest, and the forest has no interest in anything that didn't grow there.
Such aggression.
As Keld is getting pinballed sort of around the area.
Christ.
Nyx, it is hard to not look at the terrible darkness that is deeper and deeper into the forest. There is a part where it almost looks as if it is just a black wall is somewhere in the woods, and it is just, it could not be passed. It is the deepest dark one could imagine. Roshan, you're standing there as Nyx tries to control her breathing, and Keld is ping-ponged around the fucking room. The clack of armor, the coughing of lungs, the rude as a tree slaps him across the face. I mean, Rangers, you're pretty convinced. Oh, actually, hey, I almost forgot. I was so busy picking on Keld. I need dexterity saves from the 2 Rangers, please.
Oh no.
Too busy. Busy picking on the paladin.
Pick on all the
attacked
marshals.
right now.
That's 16. Oh no.
Oh, great, cool.
Good.
Oh no.
As it should be.
It's fine. It's just who Nana is.
You gotta make up for that sparring session where you murdered that guy in like 10 seconds.
I guess the fuck so. I can't get cocky.
Ooh,
Not allowed.
ouch. Okay.
It's fine.
Nana, as you're making your way through, as you're making your way through, you guys realize that there is a lot of rubble around the building itself, so it is kind of a difficult area to traverse. And Fen, you're like, I was made for this backflip.
Yeah, of course. Fuck. Mr.
Shield
Legolas
surfing.
McCoollegs.
And Nana, you're like slowly making my way, and there's like this vine that is just casually resting against some of the rubble, and you
Now,
watch
if
it just
this
kind of go, uh-huh.
Is
Uh-huh.
this a magical vine?
It is a magical vine.
Now, Nana does have advantage against plants that are magically created or manipulated to impede movement in her saving throws.
See, now that's interesting, because if we have gotten to the end of the sentence, it shoves some rubble casually, making you misstep. So it is not
Oh. Well, I
technically
haven't
the plant.
re-rolled. I could get another nat 1.
I'm saying you're not going to re-roll. It was not the plant actively hindering you.
Oh, well then, fair enough. Fair.
So
Okay.
sadly, here come your comeuppance.
That's fine.
Sad,
It's fine. I get it anyway.
It watching you causes a bit of a chain reaction. Some invisible rubble moves into your path before you
Wow.
can scan ahead quick enough.
That's fine.
And fully eat shit, roll over, like your hand gets like scraped across stuff. It's just like rolling across nothing, and then like straight into a bunch of like briars that are casually set up next to it. And you pull yourself out of this. Is rolling so terribly for Keld's damage. That is not the case for you. You take 10 points of damage. As you are just
hooked in my face. It's hooked in my face.
As you have to like peel yourself out, because you were up on a bit of a higher stone and then just came tumbling down.
Ow. Oh.
Are you all right?
Good. Gods.
Oh, and if you could mute yourself, please, producer, for me. But you all are able to. So, Nana, is there anything else you're doing besides staking out the perimeter?
Beyond staking out the perimeter, Nana is trying to see if there are any other indicators of additional structures like this, anything that looks like it has crushed or prevented the growth of trees in an invisible way. Like, are there other trees that are forcibly being prevented from growing in a similar way to the way the parapet is doing?
It seems to be on its own. Some weaker foliage is obstructed by rubble, which you can confirm.
Yeah.
But
have tripped on,
as
yes.
it is stated, it is the last of its kind that is known of.
Okay. All right. I mean, staking out generally is pretty much the watchword for the time being, like just keeping an eye out for anything living that's coming our way. Of course, I've probably alerted them to it if Kel didn't first, but that's fine. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right, so you're making your way back to the team?
Yes.
Okay. Both of you make your way back over casually as Keld is like drinking some water and like taking a moment to kind of regain control of his body.
Nana's
You
got
all are back
spores.
together.
briars in her clothes, scratches all over her face, on her arms. Don't ask. Please
What
don't
got
ask.
you?
What got you? I don't know.
I don't know either.
It's
Tree.
fine. We didn't find anything living. The parapet, apparently whatever is attached, whatever is still intact, is immune to the Lantern of Revealing. So, whatever's on there we'll have to find by touch, or at the new moon, or not at all.
Should we start feeling?
I mean, I'm only hesitant because if we cannot see a trapped panel, if there should be a trapped panel, which who even knows with stuff this old, maybe it wouldn't work anymore, but if it did, apparently given our luck, we'd probably wind up pushing it. So, I'm hesitant to just put hands all over something we cannot see, but I'm not sure how else we're going to find an entrance into it. I'm open
There's
to
got to be something we can do. Can we? Does water pass through it, or does it run off of it? The dirt. We can throw clumps of dirt at it and see if
I'll start
sticks.
throwing snow at it.
Lex picks up snow and starts hucking it over at the tower, and yeah, snow slaps into it and just kind of just slowly sort of squeegees its way down. Some of the snow getting stuck in what you assume is a little bit of stonework. Yeah, it doesn't go through it.
What?
Or,
Huh.
I mean, if we don't want to spend the time finding a door, I could just make one.
That
How
sounds dangerous.
But I could try.
What do you mean?
I mean, it's made of stone, right?
As best we
Assuming
can
whatever's
tell.
keeping it invisible also prevents it from being changed magically? I don't know.
Well, we won't know unless we try. It's just an
But-
idea.
Could we modify your snow idea, and could we... Do you have shape water too? Okay. Could we both just, like, give the outside a frosty coating and see if that reveals any entrances to us?
So
Should
you guys
have
are
it be
icing
colors.
the tower.
With color, too.
Yeah,
We
with
can
color.
add more color in the snow. We can add color in
We
the
can
snow.
change the
That's
color.
something
We're
that
We're
we
not
could
going
do
to
for-
talk about adding color to the snow.
Are we playing in the snow?
It won't
It's
be
with
yellow, I
magic,
promise.
Jillian.
It'll be blue.
Does the
It's
spell say you
blue.
can change the color?
Yeah, it does.
It does.
Is it yellow?
Wow.
What color are we doing?
I was.
I don't think Roshan's was going to change colors, but he was saying yeah too. Because why not?
No, different colors each time. It's gonna be a rainbow by the end of this.
I love
Wow.
this. It's gonna be a
Sounds
rainbow
beautiful.
invisible tower. I'm here
Also,
for it. Just in
just
time
a
for
just a
Pride
thought. I love the idea that you've had, but Roshan, can your friend see this?
My friend has been distant.
Oh,
So
well, that's a relief. One less thing to worry about.
yeah, a relief.
Forest fucking explodes. What have we learned? Nothing.
Don't pin too
It's
much
sensitive.
pent-up feelings.
If there's a fire that starts
It's
behind
sensitive.
us, we know why.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's weird.
Roshan will look around and see if the shadow is near.
You turn your focus kind of. A lot is distracting about this moment, so it is easy
Yeah.
to not focus on the shadow. So you kind of turn your attention and kind of just open your mind back up to where the shadow is. And it is still keeping distance. It has closed a lot of the distance. For whatever reason that may be. It is no longer staying as far away as it was. But it is just, when you are able to catch glimpses of it moving through the forest around you, it's as if as an entity it is vibrating as it walks through, as if it is almost like shifting through the air, as if it is not solid and is kind of just vibrating from place to place.
Oh, is Shadow stable enough to field a question, or are they kind of just
Well, that's up to
flitting?
you. Are you gonna talk to the shadow?
Yeah, I think Fen makes a good point, and we'll ask, just I guess in its general direction, do you know this place?
The head turns to you, and almost as if a delay, all the heads turn back and then focus back into one. And you are unsure if you hear the response, I know where I am. I know who this is. I don't know. It is as if you hear all of those at the same time.
Ooh.
Okay. Do you know where the entrance is?
There is a moment as it begins to shift closer, still keeping a distance, but moving closer. And you hear the combination of, I've never been here before. I see something, but not the details. What a pretty little thing they made. It is just a combination of multiple sentences in one, but none of them are like, I see a door right there, boys.
Will you keep an eye out and warn me if there's something I miss?
Yes, of course. And one of the voices, there's multiple sentences on top of each other. One of them says, ask nicely.
Will you please keep an eye out for me?
And there is a combination of multiple yeses.
Probably looks strange for Roshan, who has just turned to the forest and starts asking questions.
Hello.
And then everyone stares at him as he turns back around. Yeah, they don't know how to get in, but they might be able to help us, maybe. Not very helpful, sorry.
That's all right.
That's all right.
I wasn't
Appreciate you
aware
trying.
things were weird. Thank you anyway, Roshan. Really. Let's try the idea with the ice, and we'll see where that gets us. If nothing else, maybe we can outline the door and at least know what we're doing. Maybe, hopefully, another entrance in, perhaps.
Yes, I think Roshan and Nyx would just kind of travel side by side, doing the waterbender hands and covering it in just like a very thin layer of frost. Hopefully that doesn't stay for very long, especially as we keep using magic to move, but...
Okay. What level spell is this?
Cantrip.
How fun.
Yeah.
Both of you make your way around. One of you more subdued, probably in color palette. One of you very much a splattering of colors across this tower. Both of you go ahead and roll your spell casting modifier, please.
24.
18.
Okay. It takes a hot second. Not incredibly long. It's a large enough building, but it's just one. And you have coded this thing, and what the two of you notice while you're doing this is like, here's the shape of her. Which, you get to one side and the other side is slowly kind of starting to thaw, especially because this area you're in is very hot and humid. So it doesn't stay very long, but you are able to kind of get a visual on the space. And you also notice that when you send up some of this spell higher, it doesn't stick to anything and seems to just disappear past something. Just disappears past it. But you have located a door, and there is some structural damage, and there seems to be an open space at the top that would be not too difficult to get to. It is solidly about 60 to 70 feet up to climb to it. But you
boy.
found the door and a top floor balcony-ish scenario.
Oh, interesting. Okay. All right. Is it at all plausible for one of us to like maybe have been able to do a very rough sketch, kind of like it's about this much, looks like there's a door, maybe here, looks like maybe that bit's off, just something very rough? Okay.
There's a door and there's a top floor area that looks possibly accessible, but there's no like ladder or stairs to get there.
Okay.
It is vaguely sheer surface. But for the
Uh-huh.
structural damage, that helps a little bit, but not a lot.
Okay.
So the structural damage isn't keeping us from opening the door, right?
There is some rubble in front of where the door is, but it's nothing that could be cleared.
Well, Roshan will turn to the group. I could fly up there. Who knows if that's a safe option?
I'd really rather you didn't go alone.
Yeah, that's a taxing, expensive thing for you to do as well, is it not?
I mean, I could probably fly in one form or another a couple times a day. Nyx could do it more.
Yeah.
Could we perceive any sort of balustrade or like, I mean, a parapet, like in the area that's like a balcony type area? Is there like a banister structure? Is there a railing there?
Something we could like do a little grappling hook
You
action
could
on, maybe?
certainly try.
Well,
Take
do
The
we
top
see
part
anything
is
like
the
that?
most damaged. There is something you could try to attach to,
Okay.
but the top is the most damaged part of the structure.
Okay. Is the damaged part at the top over the canopy, the balcony? Or is it like kind of about the same level? I'm trying to make sure I'm picturing this in my head the way that you've described it.
So there's a bit of a balcony to a room on the top.
Okay. 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 Okay.
I mean, if
No,
if I'm gonna turn into a bird anyway, I could just turn into one big enough to carry people up there, so you don't have to try climbing.
That's
Yeah.
true.
That would be easier. How many people could you carry in one go?
How many people can this gigantic eagle carry?
Two people, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
It's
depends if
giant.
you think you can fly through this forest at all. That's
Oh,
the
yeah.
issue.
That's
Oh yeah.
Mm.
Oh.
Actually,
I bet there isn't
Nick,
very
would you
much.
be so kind? Could you give them a little bit of a visual because they have such a nice little drawing of their tower? I think we can give them the outside perspective if you're available.
Oh.
A dangerous perspective.
Oh boy.
how.
Showing you a tower, that's all.
All right.
Continue. Do not wait.
If
Okay.
if Nyx doesn't think she can fly, I mean, there's
Maybe not
I've
as
got-
something that big.
I've got something. I've got plenty of string. I also have rope, and I
If
have
someone could
a bow.
fly a rope up.
Well, no, I have a bow and arrow. If I can shoot the bow and arrow through some sort of crook with the string attached to it, the other end of the string are tied to a rope. It wouldn't have to. The arrow could carry the string up. We could get the arrow on the other side, pull the rope up by the string up over the thing, and climb up that way. If we can anchor it properly.
If we can find an anchoring point.
I'm in favor of trying to forego the front door since it seems we may be able to bypass things if we go up.
Assuming there aren't equally deadly things further beyond the first chamber which killed everyone who came in.
I'm worried about the structural integrity of this, and here we are standing at the base of a dilapidated tower that we can't see, and it's a very rocks fall, everyone dies situation.
Thank you.
So,
How tall, Fen? How long would the rope coming out of your rope trick need to be? Does it have to be only 30 feet? Can it be longer?
it can. Let me check my spell. It's you use a standard 50-foot rope, but you can kind of cast it at whatever height. The rope trick is just at the end of the rope. Let me read the actual wording of the spell.
Okay.
Up to 60 feet, so I can't do a forever tall rope.
Okay. So. Okay. And how high up can you place your rope trick portal?
At the
How far
very
away from
end
yourself?
at the very end of the rope, so 60 feet away from myself. If I hold the tippy bit of the rope and cast it from as high as I can reach, I can reach up about 7 feet or so, and I can also try to, do a little bit of a run parkour up the wall and cast it from there.
I don't think you'll need to. Fen, if you cast your rope trick high enough for you to be able to get up onto either the top of it where it's broken or onto that balcony there, then you could just find with your hands some place to tie the rope onto and just throw it down to us.
I'd be certainly willing to try.
We can give it a shot. I'm not sure if there's anything else that would be... No, that one isn't terribly taxing on your resources,
Well,
is
give
it?
me a strength saving throw.
Oh, God.
You guys are standing in the middle of a active forest.
Yeah, okay.
That's a nat 20.
Wow. Keld, you're standing there and you kind of have your shield at your side. And there's sort of you hear like a thwop sound as something hits against your shield. And you look and there is a string.
Did you try to slap me again?
And you look, is this tree? But there is like a white string, kind of like a web, attached from your shield to something like amongst the trees, and you can see it's kind of like white insect-like body, like kind of like moving around.
We should
But
probably
it
hurry,
tries
guys.
it tries to pull you, and you just kind of stand your ground, and it like snaps off and like kind of and you watch it like skitter back into the trees, a bit more obscured, but you are able to not be pulled by it.
All right,
Good man, Keld. Let's get going.
going now then.
All right.
See, this
Best
is
of
why I
luck,
should have
Fen.
gotten. This is why we should have bought that cloak of spider climbing. I could have just climbed up the side of the parapet.
Do your rope trick, will you please?
All right.
What money?
Final cast rope trick, and climb up.
What does it look like when Fen casts rope trick?
It looks like have you ever seen like Indian subcontinent people that do actual rope tricks? They'll take a length of rope that just seems flaccid and just loose unsupported rope, and extends his arm out, and the rope seems to come alive to the length that it extends, and seems to be anchored in nothing because you do not see the end of the rope trick.
Okay. You straighten your arm, and as your arm straightens, the rope follows suit and straightens up and kind of attaches to nothing next to the nothing, as there's now just a rope hanging there. It is about at least 5 feet from what you are trying to reach, so there's going to be just a little bit of a hurdle to try and get where you're going, but you start to climb up, no problem, going towards one of the balconies, and Fen scurries his way up. Fen, go ahead and give me some acrobatics to jump to the balcony. to kind of use momentum and grab onto something and try to pull yourself up.
It's a 16.
Okay. You kind of are like, okay, guys, it's like around here, right?
Oh boy.
And you're able to like, your fingers like brush against it, and you're like, okay, there's building here. And you sort of have your legs around the rope and you grip the wall. And you're currently in a position where you're just sort of kind of between both. You think if you sit here for a minute, you can figure it out, but it's an invisible wall you are attempting to scale, even if it is 5 feet.
Oh.
So you guys are kind of watching Fen like try to suss it out as the rope just kind of sways gently at the bottom.
Cool.
So
Can-
go ahead and go ahead.
Can Nix and I, seeing this, do a combined effort to kind of give it another sheet of frost on this wall so Finn can see what he's doing?
Just be careful it's not so thick that he slips.
Well, yeah. We're not turning it into a sheet of ice.
No.
We just
Just a little
frosting
bit.
the edges.
I think I can do this. I have an idea. Just
Fen, as you say, I think I got this. You sort of watch the magic that is your rope trick, kind of the empty space that you make shimmer and move across the rope and make its way down. I need you to roll me a D100, please.
What?
Uh-oh.
cool. I don't use D10s, so I gotta find them now.
Oh, buddy!
Problem.
I have a very particular way that I stage my dice at the beginning of the game, and the D10s stay in the bag.
Today.
Fool!
68. It was almost nice.
Almost nice. Rip.
Hey, everybody, raise your hand really fast. Okay. Cool, you can put your hands down. Fen, you're up on this rope. And you sort of like look down and you're like, guys, I got it, as water begins to like spray on the sides to try and give you some idea of the landscaping. And you look down and there's some little shit shooting water at you, and there is a fear that runs through your body. You are currently frightened by Roshan for a moment, and then you're like, what is, and then a few seconds pass and you're like, and that sensation fades and you're like, oh, it's Roshan shooting water.
All right, guys, can you just chill a moment?
I thought
Please
that's
stop
You want
shooting
more?
water. No.
Extra water, got it.
No, I think he said no more water.
I have some.
But he said chill.
Or maybe he meant to freeze it?
Probably.
What was that, Fen? I'm sorry.
I have so much rope. I have 150 feet of rope. So while I'm hanging on this rope trick, I'm going to cast rope trick again. I'm going to climb up a little higher and swing myself over, and then I'll lower some rope to everybody else.
How is rope trick not concentration?
It's not.
That's crazy. Go ahead and
Julian
roll
was
me a
trying to murder
D100,
this
please.
man.
Oh my god!
Wow.
What's happening? Ben, what's going on with you?
I don't know. There's a 92 on the D100.
92.
I'm so confused. What the fuck is happening?
Okay. There is, after this moment of like, everybody stop for a minute, you cast a second rope trick, and you look upwards, and there's just like a tiny bit of sky that you can see, and you are bolstered by it. And in this moment, there is a lack of fear that you experience as you do a second rope trick and climb your way up that rope trick. 2 rope tricks in play, and they last for like a fucking hour or something. Yep.
Hell yeah, bud!
Um,
Tie one onto the other.
so Fen, based on where you can see some water has pooled, you have a good idea of where the balcony is.
Hey.
I would like to swing to the balcony and dismount my rope trick if it seems safe to do so. But I seem to be bolstered by magical courage at the moment. This is self-improvement is what it's called. I was scared and then I overcame that fear.
Ah, yes. It's the character arc.
Fen makes his way up to the balcony. The thing is, Fen, I'd be like, roll perception. You can't see anything. There's nothing to see up here. But you
really
can land on the balcony. There's the gentle splash of water as you kind of like are standing on this puddle. And you're staring towards the forest from like 65 feet up.
Right,
Ooh,
so I
wow.
don't see the structure, obviously. It's still hidden, but do I see any other signs of danger or occupation? Like, anything from, from debris that people might have left here, or like mouse shit. Like, is there anything that's just like suspended up in the air here?
Perception, I'm gonna go with disadvantage. As this place has just gotten a washdown.
Oh.
Yeah. That would explain the natural one for a total of 11.
In fairness, for a total of 11.
It's a leap of faith, but you are currently standing on solid ground, but can see the floor, like the forest floor. So it is a wild experience.
That tracks.
I lost him. Would you refresh your sound, please?
Oh, there he is. Oh.
Here.
Yes.
All good.
All right.
Yeah.
It seems all right up here. Give me a moment, please, before you come up. Just let me make sure that it's as easy on everyone as possible. And Fen is gonna Fen's gonna take a piece of chalk out of his bag, and he's going to crush it up, and he's going to sprinkle it around the vicinity, so he can see, like, so anybody that climbs up the rope and tries to do the same swingy thing he did can see a platform, hopefully.
Yeah, you take some, you sprinkle it around, and you also, like, or take some, kind of rub it on your hands, and you kind of line the edges that you can reach so that they have, like, a solid, like, this is where the wall is kind of situation. So they have at least an idea of where to go.
That's excellent. Much improved from invisible. Thank you, Fen.
You're welcome. I only have one piece of chalk left. I think we should save it for the inside, so don't ask me to use it again until we're marking our way out.
Makes sense.
So, Fen, are you staying out and waiting for everybody, or what are you doing? I lost you again.
Oh.
If someone needs help to stick the dismount, like, I'd like to be there to, like, grab them and, like, usher them onto the balcony.
I mean,
Like
there's
those,
currently 2 solid rope tricks just hanging out next to this thing. So you think everybody has a pretty good shot of getting up here at their own pace, but you have made this as accessible as you possibly could.
Nice.
All right, well, then I guess while people are climbing up, then I'll look for the edge of where this building either has a doorway or collapses in on itself at some point. Maybe hands and knees very carefully.
You crouch down. Everybody starts making their way casually up the side of the building. Fen, you sort of move your hand. All right, this is the edge of the balcony. And I make my way around, and the tips of your fingers disappear.
Ooh.
You think you've found the entryway.
Ooh.
Okay, I thought I was not going to be able to be an archer anymore. That scared me for a moment.
And it's gone.
All right, I think this is the way in, but we'll wait for everybody to meet up here.
Okay.
Excellent.
Everybody
Let's climb.
begins to make their way upwards, and just for fun, strength saving throw Keld.
God, why killed?
What'd you do to the forest, man?
Keld pissed off this
I was
forest in
just
particular.
existing.
You were
He
so
was
loud, and it
existing,
made him
and then
mad.
he collapsed into a tree.
You
And the
punched
tree was
that
like,
tree with
"I'm
your
tree in
backside.
here."
True.
19.
Okay. This time you're like, like
Oh,
hits
no, you
against your
don't.
shield. So you just sort of angle around a tree and just like snap the filament off. And it like, there's a moment where you look into little beady black eyes from a tree and it like skitters away, but you don't think it skitters too far away. As you watch it go.
I'm gonna
and
keep
then-
my eyes out.
Yeah. You keep an eye out as all of you begin to make your way up, and all of you make your way onto this chalk and melted ice covered balcony. And that is where we're going to take our break for today. Thank you for being here. We're going to go into the parapet. We're going to have a good time. Go get a snack and a drink. And we'll see you guys in 10 minutes.
Thank you, Ten.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Dice Cult for episode 134 of On the Backs of Gods. We just took our 10-minute break. The party has just finagled their way up onto the balcony of a invisible tower. So it's sort of like one of those glass bridges scenarios where you're just kind of looking down to the floor. I would love to just real quick know the marching order to get to the balcony.
I think that
I'll take up the rear.
I was gonna say probably Keld would be the final. Nana will go up ahead of Keld.
That works for me.
Keld.
Actually, that's all the order I needed. That's
good.
actually all I needed to know. Is
Because you needed to know if
Keld.
Forrest was gonna try to beat up Keld one more time.
yeah,
You
what a good
cruel,
time
cruel
to shoot
serpent!
the filament at you. Man, if this bug was smart, ooh, this bug had brains. But you make your way up. Keld, you realize as you're kind of like between the two rope tricks, you can't really comfortably fit on the balcony. Like you'd have to like be kind of like trying to sit on one of the slightly like collapsed walls or like hanging from the side. No room for you.
Huh. Oh god. Oh no.
Oh, cool. And nobody can see him anyways because Ven is fucking invisible anyways in the best of conditions. I failed it. It's a natural one.
No, buddy!
Yep.
Ooh, spicy.
Yeah, it's
Fuck. Oh no.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh! Oh shit! Oh fuck!
Oh god.
Oh my god!
Oh god.
Oh, that's better. That is a 19 on the strength saving throw. I thought this was gonna be like a pratfall, like you stepped on a board, it came up and hit you in the face like a rake. But like, no,
No.
this sucks.
This
It's got
isn't Home
spikes on
Alone.
it.
Well, no, it is like Home Alone. Home Alone's violent.
I can hear you.
I can hear you.
I can.
Oh god, yeah, no,
God. Keld's about to
Spooky.
step on somebody.
Oh no.
I mean, like, I'm
I'm getting on this balcony.
anticipating
Crush us.
then falling out through the door for us to catch. Nana's watching the door actively. I would like to emphasize she's waiting for something to happen, to hear something. I don't know if I heard
Yeah, I hear you.
everything.
Hey, I'm back, boys. I'll just quickly go over vaguely what happened and then I'll jump back in. But Fen stepped through this doorway, for one moment was like, oh, I can see the inside. What a relief, as a spike wall is flung up and stabs into him and throws him backwards, propelling him back onto the balcony. And lucky for him, he's able to like grab onto like Keld and like put his foot up against the wall on the edge. And you watch as part of it crumbles on your foot, and you realize that you were just literally inches from just free falling, just fully inches from free falling, and you're gonna take some dabblage if you just give me a moment.
Oh boy.
But you all watch just Fen disappear and then come rocketing back covered in blood.
Oh
Yeah.
fuck! Nana was actively watching the door.
Maybe we shouldn't
She
go.
was waiting for something to happen. I feel like she's primed to catch him if she can.
I mean, Fen does not go rocketing off the side, so
That's good. I mean, at least prevent
Go
him from
on.
Does that
falling
give me a
flat on
chance
his
to
back and cracking
Get
up.
onto the balcony, or am I still?
oh, if you, yeah, Kel, did you want to climb up?
Oh boy.
Yes.
Give me a dexterity saving throw, please.
Oh, cool.
As now everybody is back on the balcony. I have never seen such a terrible roll in my life for damage. Fen, go ahead and take 11 points
19.
of damage. It's just 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2. Like, God, what a nightmare.
What sort of nightmare was it? Like,
It was
how
gonna
bad
be-
could?
It was gonna be
It
rough.
sounds like poison.
That's all piercing damage.
Oh
Okay.
Jesus!
All
And
right,
what did you get?
I accept.
19.
19. Okay. Keld, you're now sort of in this sort of saucy little position where you kind of like stumble back into the edge of the balcony and are sort of, you found a spot that is currently supporting your weight, and you are currently sitting there on it and like death gripping the sides, but you're not
boy.
plummeting. Everybody's on the balcony, nobody's plummeting.
That's great.
All right, I know how to do this now. I'm sorry. Bear with me.
Dude.
All right.
Okay.
What hit you?
Are you okay?
Yeah, it was a bad step. It was a bad first step. I can fix it.
It's all
Well,
right.
you can see once you get inside. Just I didn't see that. All right, and Fen's gonna poke the immovable rod in before him and set it down, and then take his first step.
Okay, as you stick the invisible rod through, you can feel what hit you. It did not reset.
Oh, all right.
So you kind of bonk it like, oh, there it is.
It's right there. It's
there.
pointy. Don't touch it.
Yeah, apparently. Oh my.
Can we
Let's make
shuffle
our way
it?
in so that Keld can get in.
Yeah, shuffle around. Just shift positions. Keld, kick that thing down. Set the immovable rod so it doesn't pop back up and strike somebody, and then we'll make our way inside. Jesus. I should have seen that coming.
It's your whole front of your body.
I'm fine.
All of
I'm
you
fine.
Make your way inside slowly. And so all of you are kind of like as close as you can be to like the entrance side, I'm assuming. That you're not just like, I'll go stand on the far end and just kind of trounce your way over.
No,
Um,
no. The first step inside was trapped. Of course not.
But all of you step inside, and let me pull up a nifty little picture because I can't see nothing. There we go. All of you enter into this space, and once again are greeted with the fact that you can now see, and the walls are solid. It is a thing that takes like a moment to be like, and now I can't see outside anymore. You are fully, safely inside of a building. There
What
is
outside the doorway? Is it just a
you can
void?
see the forest.
You can see out. Oh, okay.
You can see perfectly normally when inside of this building. All of you make your way in and shuffle up a lot of dust that has been there for quite some time. There's bits of like dried up leaves that have like flown in over the years, and there's bits of rubble and broken things, and you see like broken weapons and like dark ruddy stains in places, but the room is basically empty except for the wall of spike that stands proudly at the entrance.
God. Well, that first step was.
Is there any like dust coating the ground that we could look for like footprints in?
Yeah.
Kel, you can go ahead and roll me survival if you'd like to, or perception.
I'd love to help him.
Sure, take advantage, Kel.
Nat 20.
Oh, buddy!
Wow. Which equals a 20?
Do better than a nat 20.
Not better. Nat 20 is what I'm
21.
21
Ooh,
total.
look at you.
Got the other one.
Ooh.
I don't think don't worry, you had the advantage.
Investigation, yeah.
It's the better one.
You take a look around. A lot of dust was disturbed by the fact that this trap was triggered. So it does make things a bit difficult to tell if like something was trouncing around, doing trances around. But nothing stands out to you as like,
like elves.
That's footsteps. That's something that was dragged. That's this, that's that. It looks undisturbed besides the fact that you guys came here. I mean, there's some bird shit in a few places, but besides that.
Cool.
Wow.
All right. Okay. I want to have a look at the triggering mechanism that set off this thing so that I can know what to look for further in, ideally. I'm assuming they're kind of keeping to the same basic trap design philosophy, if that is even a thing.
You're welcome to roll investigation.
Maybe they have
I went to college for trap philosophy.
Oh, damn! All right, on the one thing that I don't usually do well, apparently I do well today. Investigation, that's a 19.
Okay. Nana makes her way over and is now just kind of like kneeling next to this mechanism, looking at like the very casual tripwire that was set up near the entrance.
Just a basic tripwire.
And which is really effective when you can't see.
Can't see it when you're coming in. No, it's honestly very simple, and for that reason, pretty genius. Okay, well, we're going to probably want to be on the lookout for more tripwires, but on the off chance these people were smart, they probably also included some trap triggers not at ground level so that you'd miss them if you were looking just at the ground. I guess just keep your eyes everywhere.
In this space, you can see that there's a stairwell that heads downwards.
I suppose let's progress carefully. Fen, do you need any fixing up before we get going?
No, I'm fine. I've had much worse than this. Oh, I'm all right.
You'll be okay if we get into an altercation with a cultist.
We'll be just fine with if we get an altercation with a cultist, they're squishy. I'll be all right against a cultist. I'm worried about things that aren't
about
cultists.
What happens after they squish?
I'll be all right. Thank you, Nana. I certainly appreciate your concern for me. I'll be all right. I'll take point. I'll go first. I won't make the same mistake again.
Okay. No, I believe you. Just
and don't worry,
careful.
we're right behind you.
Nana, can you see all right in here?
I mean, can I?
See that down the stairwell? It's pretty dark going down the stairwell. Up here, you have some light from the balcony. On the next floor, certainly you're going to have some trouble as you progress.
It's going to get harder the further down we go, assuming there aren't any additional torches or what have you that might just illuminate as we pass by them conveniently. I can light a torch, or I can use the Lantern of Revealing, or I don't want to use up a spell slot for dark vision.
Do we have dark vision in the ring? Who has the ring right now?
Kel has the ring. It has
Kel,
pass without trace and
Yes.
plant growth in it.
That's right.
Yep. I mean, I don't want to use up spell resources if I can make do with something simple.
Well, if there's no indication that there's anyone been here before us, then maybe I go first and you go last. Those that can't see in the dark go last with the light, so that the light doesn't give our position away before those that come first.
Then we can help.
Yeah. Yes.
Makes sense.
I'm good with that. Be careful though, Fen, okay?
I will do my best. What's the worst that can happen?
Don't say that. You've already smashed.
So Fen, you're heading down?
Yeah, carefully.
So go ahead and roll stealth for me. Is there anything else that you feel like you need to do, or?
I just being very careful of my next step. Stealth
more
is
tripwires. Tripwires up the stair with
16 to stealth. It's a bad roll.
We bought an extendable 2-foot to 10-foot pole, right?
Yes.
We did. Yes, a collapsible pole.
Somebody could use that to test the floor if you'd like.
That's
You'll
not
have to
bad
do
idea.
that in a minute. Fen has already made
Yeah.
his first few steps down the stairwell.
Yeah.
Fen,
First steps.
you didn't
Getting
ask. In
into
this
the vibe of it.
scenario, I'm gonna be like, this is going to be my like last kindness per se. Fen, would you like to make a perception check?
Oh yeah, I just tried to express that natural language that I wanted to be very, very careful about where I went.
Yeah. I'm gonna need it a little bit more on the nose. Even it's
Okay.
like I'm gonna look around and see if there's something beneath me. Like I need like some just a little more. But
Okay.
this is also a way for me to tell you guys. I won't ask again.
Oh boy.
I appreciate the kindness.
Mm.
This is going to be a rogue dungeon.
And natural 24, total of 30.
Whew.
So,
All right. You begin to slowly make your way downwards. And you can see sitting in this room, still covered in a solid layer of dust, sort of a couple slitted windows that seem to be matted up with foliage over time and like pieces of rubble that have fallen in, making them not the most effective slots anymore for an archer to kind of just like set up and shoot from the tower. But you kind of stop near the top and you take a look. There is what looks to be like a huge ballista in this room. And it is facing inwards.
all right, everyone. I've just seen something that ranks among one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen, but it's a bad situation. So
That's
let's.
a little unclear.
It's a big bow and arrow, but it's pointing at us.
Ah, that makes total sense then, yes.
Um.
Can you see
So
it
Fen,
through
you're
the
currently
foliage?
like at the top of the stairs and kind of just like crouched enough to get visuals. So you don't know what happens if you get closer or but you can see that this thing is poised and pointed at the stairs.
Send in a rope.
Rope trick.
Rope at it. Let it know. Let it know.
Well, I really hate to do this, and I hope his ethereal soul forgives me. But Fenn's gonna reach into his pocket and
Oh,
or
no.
not his pocket, but the bag of tricks,
Yeah.
and he's gonna pull it out, and he's. Oh, this could be all right. This could also be not good. No, not exactly what I wanted. It's a giant rat. I was really hoping for a one. I was hoping a weasel, but it's a giant rat.
Rats are pretty smart.
Rats are smart.
Rats are smart. Rufio, very carefully, go and go to the other corner of the room. It's a small target. Like, maybe it won't hit him.
From the top of the stairs, you send little rat Rufio, big rat Rufio, down. I'm gonna let him do his best.
Aro,
He's
yes,
gonna try and be a stealthy little guy, and he makes his way down, and he steps off of the stairs in like beautiful rat fashion, and like looks back at you like I'm doing it, and a thunk, a huge thunk echoes through the space as Rufio is pinned to the far wall and then sort of out of existence. But now you see that this bow and arrow, this large ballista, is like swiveling and on alert.
Oh, it reloads itself? What the fuck?
You watch as like it goes ka-chunk, 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 like it reloads.
Oh no.
Right.
Such technology.
What is this Bayformers bullshit?
Hey,
Oh,
you can
this is...
have fun, guys.
How many Rufios do we have?
Oh, we got one more remaining today, and I'd rather not put him through that again.
Yeah, preferably.
Not if it's just gonna reload itself anyway.
You watch as like a second kind of port side opens, and like you can see the shine of a tip of another bolt. So this thing is now actively moving side to side, two different types of bolts at the ready.
What?
Great.
And it activated on the bottom step.
Yeah, it is now very much
It
active.
seems to be seeking us now, or seeking any intruders now. So something I know, and I really don't want to speak for anybody else's abilities, but bows have a weakness. It's their string. Their strings are strings. They're thin. They're very taut. They're very strong in limited directions, but they're not especially resilient against extremes in temperatures. Heat, cold.
Clunk,
Okay.
clink, clunk. Fen, from your
Can I
perspective,
tell-
1 second, please. We'll see in a moment. Fen, you from your angle are able to see the side where this strange ballista is set up, but you can hear from the opposite side of the room the rhythmic clinking of metal rapidly approaching, and I would love everybody to roll initiative.
Oh fuck!
Oh god.
Oh shit!
What?
Oh boy. Not my worst roll. Don't know if that's what I wanted, but
Are you ready, Jillian?
Nope. That's sad. Hello. And then you'll go there. Yeah, 20 and up.
21.
24.
Ooh.
Thank you.
spicy.
Thank you, Josh, for being up here with me, buddy.
Oh boy.
15 to 20.
Perhaps.
I've got 17.
And 15.
14.
12?
And okay. We're at the top of initiative. This thing on a swivel, the sound of clinking metal rapidly approaching in this darkened room. And Roshan, you're up. You kind of hear Fen like stop, and you can hear like the starting to clickus-clackus of metal.
Is the flicking from the same angle as the ballista?
What do you mean?
I mean, if I threw a fireball down there, could I hit the clicker and the ballista?
They seem to be on different sides of the room, but these rooms are not incredibly big. So,
Okay. Well, I will aim it. I think I'll like get around the hole in the floor, not barring the stairs, so that people can move past me freely, and I'm also out of range of things coming up the stairs if it gets that far. And we'll like lean down around this hole in the ground and pump a fireball into the room and at least hit the ballista, if not also the whatever else is in there.
yeah, I think we're probably gonna hit most of the things in the room, including somebody who may be still at the top of the stairs.
Oh, is it that small of a room?
It's a pretty small room.
Oh.
Do it. You were gonna do it anyways. Do it.
Do it, coward!
That's
Well,
very
I don't-
fun of you, Kyle.
I don't have a smaller spell that would also work, so
I get it.
fine, I'll do it.
Oh, buddy.
Okay.
Leaning on this
Dexterity
dex save here.
Yeah, if that's the case, then I'll bardic inspiration, Fen, in
You're like, I don't do
advance.
this.
Just in case.
It's gonna be fine, Fen. Just watch your feet.
I got this.
And oh gosh, that is a Dex 17 save.
I got confidence.
Fen eats that for breakfast. It's fine.
Yeah, I got it, and I'll take no damage because of evasion. So
There you
Lovely.
Bud.
go. Go ahead and roll damage.
28 fire damage.
Okay. The ballista's gonna take half.
Rude.
Let's make you this and make you that. Okay. It is a
Magical ballista
burst
spin.
of fire in the center of this room, illuminating it for a moment. Fen, as you look ka-clink, ka-clunk into the burning eyes of something that still remains after the fireball dies down, something actively moving towards you. And Roshan, go ahead and roll me a D100, please.
Oh, lovely.
Oh, shit.
If you guys think I am joking around, I'm not.
35.
Let's fuck around.
And can I get a view into the room while I fireball it?
I mean, you're getting. Do you need line of sight for fireball?
No, I do, but I just want to do a look around as part of the blooming light of my fireball.
So you're on like the back side of the steps. You'd need to get into more of a better position, I think, to see.
Okay, yeah, I could probably just see mostly steps. Okay,
Yeah,
never
you're
mind.
like, oh, cool stairs and like a bit of floor that you aimed at.
Yeah.
Go ahead. You said 35.
Yes.
Go
was
ahead
like-
and roll me a D10.
Maybe 2.
Okay.
Is that good or bad?
Roshan, you're sort of like leaning forward, looking over the side, and you watch your hair grow a few inches, just a few inches.
Couple inches?
Great. I need a haircut.
Longer.
Let me make a note.
Wait, does his sides grow out too?
Anything else? Yeah, his whole
Terrible.
all the hair
Oh,
on
I
top,
hate
it grow out.
Oh, I hate it. I hate it.
Can Roshan grow facial hair? Does Roshan grow facial hair?
a 12.
Is anybody else seeing a
Who
lapse
is,
in the stream? I might be the only one.
Yeah, I saw it go out.
Okay, but it did come back?
I don't know.
It looks like it's back on my end.
Neat. 2 of those hit.
Tell us if we're gone, cultists. We love
Okay.
you.
Who's missing? Is anybody missing? I haven't
No.
seen Nathan in a while, but all right.
He's
Nobody's
here.
missing. The stream lapsed for a second.
I haven't seen him in years.
Sometimes I can still hear his voice.
Getting a very strange ad for cookies at the moment.
Yeah, no way to get myself
to the stream.
No way to get myself sneak attack on that. So that's 32 points of damage total. And because I should have done this before my turn, I'll do it now. I will bonus action Hunter's Mark the thing that's moving.
Okay. You see before you this clambering suit of armor, dark metal, bright, shining fire-like eyes as it begins to make its way towards you. Anything else?
No, that is everything. Well, if it starts its turn, no, that's all. That's all. I'm not gonna do anything else.
Okay. Nana, you're up. You're at the top of the stairs. It is basically just darkness down there. There's like a little bit of firelight, but it seems to be from like a far side, and it seems to be beginning to die down. There's not a lot going for you down there.
Cool. I mean, how much of my movement do I need to use to be able to see the field of battle?
I mean, you're welcome to get down onto the staircase.
I mean, at the very least, I'd like to get down more even with the rest of the party rather than like, I'm assuming I'm still kind of like back a little bit.
You're with most of the party. It's Fen who's down there
just
alone.
Way down there. All right. Okay. I'm going to head down a little closer, just enough.
If you want to get to Fen, you could go 30 feet.
I'd like to get to within 60 feet of the clanking monstrosity that's approaching.
Let's get to Fen, because Fen has good point of view on everything. That's how you can see what's going on, is to be behind Fen.
Even with Fen or behind Fen, either way.
You make your way down, and this thing is obscured mostly by darkness, but you can see these little reds of its eyes glowing.
Okay. Have you hunters marked it?
Yes, just now.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna slay as prey and pray, I guess. Nana will make use of a bonus action to initiate Slayer's Prey. She analyzes the clanking thing, kind of takes its measure, tries to look for weak spots. This is going to give her an extra 1d6 of damage each time she hits with a weapon attack. We're going to go for a VoIPing Spear and do our best. Okay. Got it. Okay.
I'm going to let you roll straight this round, but after this round, the lights, the little firelight in the room is going to have died out.
Got it. Okay. Oh, excellent. Okay, that's going to be 25 to hit.
25 hits.
Excellent. With an extra of yonder. 10 points of piercing damage, and gonna do the same for my second attack. Next spear. That. Oh yeah. 21. Wait. Yes, 21 to hit.
21 hits.
Excellent. 12 points of piercing damage for that one.
Okay. These things seem to be hitting this armor, but like seem to scatter and bounce off of it.
Yeah.
As they hit the floor and then void back onto your side.
Alright, that's fine. Well, if nothing else, got a little bit of its measure, but I don't think I've got anything that's gonna get into it that isn't close range. Can we try and bottleneck it?
It's the best chance we got.
I think
Anything
so.
else, Nana?
Nana is going to. If I'd have been smart, I would have thrown down a snare, but that's fine. I'm going to use my remaining, I think it was 10 feet of movement after the 30, to kind of back up a little bit. And oh yeah, I know what I'm gonna do next turn. Is it a free action to pull out an item?
Depends on the item.
The portable resilient sphere.
Yeah, I'll say that's accessible.
Cool. Alrighty. I'm gonna have this on hold. See if you can get it into a nice range, okay, Fen?
All right,
Nix, you're up.
get yourself clear.
And Keld, you're the next player character on deck.
I will head down the stairs. I have 30 feet of movement, so wherever that can put me on those with them.
Okay, you're probably gonna have to like past
squeeze
Nana,
through.
and kind of you're sandwiched between the two.
That's fine. They'll deal with it. And then towards glowing eyes, I'm gonna cast fairy fire on it.
Okay.
It's a 20
What's
foot
the
cube.
save?
Deck save 19.
Okay. That is a nat 20 on the dice.
Rip. All right, well that's all I can do, guys. Sorry.
Oh,
I got
And,
no bonus actions over here.
Oh man.
What level spell is Fairy Fire?
1. Just a first level.
Neat. Go ahead and roll me a D100, please.
I'd love to. 47.
The way this is numbered is insane. Okay. Okay. You cast Fairy Fire, and it seems to have no effect as sparkles kind of explode and fill the space, sort of like these tiny spores that flick and shine in the dying light of this fire. And it's beautiful, and it kind of settles, but it settles before it hits the ground. And into the space on the ground next to the armor is summoned a unicorn.
Yes.
She's back. She's back.
Is it the same one?
Rose Petal is back in play, baby.
Holy shit!
You're
We
welcome,
should
by
return
the
her
way.
to Saga! This
Let
is
me pull up-
terrible!
Let me pull
Saga
up the
will be worried
stats of
about
a
her.
unicorn.
Also, any object within a 20-foot cube is now glowing.
Oh, this room is so glowy. It's a pretty
Yeah.
glowy
Oh.
space, I would say.
Oh,
It's
does
a
that mean I
nice-
can see everything
It's a
down
nice
there now?
blue glow in there now, guys.
Sure.
That's great. I love that. That's a good vibe.
It's a dim light in a 10-foot radius around everything that glows. So
Amazing.
Neat, cool. Let me.
Is that like
This
centered
guy.
on the armor since you cast it at the armor? Or... Oh, well, I guess it's on everything that got hit by the... Never mind.
Nix, anything else?
no, my bonus actions are all other spells.
Okay. A unicorn's just vibing in the
Hey.
space,
I brought a unicorn into the game. That's
glowing
all.
in this blue light.
Rose Petal. Why didn't you summon her sooner?
As you shout at Rose Petal, like, there she is. This armor runs
Oh,
full
no.
speed to
Oh,
you, Fen,
no.
who's at the end of the stairs.
Oh, shit! I thought it was
and it's
going to
gonna go
for
ahead.
Rose Petal.
Got it. Hit me.
Rose Petal sort of watches the armor go by, like, huh. Doesn't take an attack of opportunity. Is like, what am I doing? What's up?
Yeah.
That's a nat 20.
Cool.
Oh, shit. Dude.
Do,
You
do,
said
do,
you were
do.
good. You better be good.
That's not a good roll, but that's okay. You take 10 points of slashing damage on the first attack as it brings up this dark metal sword and brings it down heavy on you.
Oh shit.
Okay.
Bad touch.
That's going to hit. It's going to bring its sword down again. See if that had been a crit. And you take 14 points on the second one. As
Okay.
it takes 2 heavy hits and stands its ground in front of you.
I accept.
That's what you got.
No options. Yeah, somebody probably owes me for Hunter's Mark. Go ahead and roll a D100. Let's get
My
more of this
Slayer's
shit in
Prey is
play.
not a spell, it's a ranger ability. I don't know if that also triggers.
It is
but-
ability.
No, Slayer's Prey is not a spell.
Slayer's Prey.
Slayer's Prey is not a spell, but I got a 7 on the D100.
You look over and you're just like, it's Rose Petal, and then this thing comes down and it starts to hammer down at you as you kind of try to move out of the way, and this magic that you have kind of cast upon it begins to shimmer and grow brighter and brighter, and for the second time you watch a fireball fill the space.
Oh my god! Holy shit!
I think focused on Fen, I think
Yeah.
literally everybody. Can you show me the upper floor real quick?
Oh god.
I just want to see if how many people I'm getting, because it can go around corners. So says the law.
I mean, flames do that.
I think I'm getting everyone. That's how I
Good
feel about it.
God. Christ.
That's how I feel about it.
Oh my
Everybody give me a dexterity saving throw, literally everyone. Rose
Yay.
Petal, the armor,
Oh man.
everybody.
Wow.
Can we be close enough to Keld?
Whoever's at the top can certainly be, like maybe Roshan
Okay.
is, but everybody else, maybe Nana. I'll give it to Nana too. I'm not gonna be too picky. You two can
Does
have
that
it.
add what?
I think 2.
+2 to save.
And also makes you guys take less damage from spells. But I digress.
We could stand to move him up a little bit, I suppose.
What do we got?
At 22.
26.
19.
I rolled a nat 1, so just give me the damage.
Oh, Nix.
Oh, no.
My god, honey. Oh no, Katie.
It's fine.
Yeah.
No, my dude,
Roll.
I feel that. I do. You know I do.
Nyx.
That one when it hurts the most.
What did you get,
Fine.
Keld?
18.
Okay. Nyx, go ahead and take 24 points of damage. Everybody else is welcome to take 12, and if you got higher than like a 17 and you're next to Keld or are Keld, you take 6.
You're welcome.
Ooh.
And Beth.
Getting a bit toasty in here.
A smidge.
I-
Can we stop with the
The
fun?
second fireball.
Why did you
comes
do
into
it
play.
again?
Oh, I forgot.
It wasn't his turn.
Rose Petal takes some damage.
didn't do that.
not too
I don't
much.
understand what happened.
This.
What's going
Is
on?
anybody else noticing something weird with the magic?
You're gonna be
Maybe.
at. That was Nyx's turn. That was his turn. Keld, you're up.
Just in camera.
Wow.
Wow.
Mm,
And I'm gonna tell you what's gonna be difficult is going down the stairs past 3 people.
yeah.
And by difficult, I mean I don't know, man.
I mean, he is a big boy.
enemy, like, in front of this entourage on the stairs?
Yes, he's at the bottom of the steps. Like, he is the end of the line.
We're between you and him.
Then I could potentially Misty Step behind him.
You could easily
But there's a
Misty Step
ballista in the
behind him.
room.
Oh,
So you
did
wanna
the
Misty Step
ballista not
behind?
explode?
The ballista's still whirling around, but it's not like you have great view on it.
Hmm,
It's
that's
active.
true.
So, Kel, you are gonna run forward and then land behind this suit of armor.
That's the plan.
Careful, bud. Don't get ballisted into the wall like.
So go ahead and
I mean, the
roll me
unicorn
a
did.
D100, please.
Oh,
Okay.
Nana's like, is anybody else seeing something weird with the
That's a
magic? Kel
30.
uses some magic.
What do you got?
30.
30.
Man.
What is
Kel, you
that?
cast Misty
Like
Step
that.
and land, and you are next to this suit of armor and this ballista. And you feel your Misty Step is still going. You have to move again, but you can decide how far you go, but you must move again. So where would you like to do a Misty Step to once more?
Can I get behind the ballista?
You can get next to the ballista. It's kind of like shoved up against the wall. But you can be right next to it and in its space and not exactly next to the horror as much.
Yes, that's where I want to go.
All right, you
I step
land
out of
there, you go,
action.
you kind of go boop boop, and you're right next to it.
I want to slice it at strings.
Okay, so here is my thing. This is a called shot. To attack this thing's strings is going to be an incredibly high DC compared to its normal DC, this called shot.
Mm.
So it is much harder to do.
How's
Sure.
your bonuses?
Okay. What's your normal AC?
23.
Ooh.
You bring it down and it slams against the wood and kind of skids off. Your first attack misses.
Mm.
So would you like to take your second attack against the strings again, or do you want to go for just the object? Either's fine.
What entails the object?
Just
That means
the
it's a higher
ballistic in
DC.
general.
If you're aiming for the strings, it is a higher DC, but if it is able to do enough damage, you could at least render part of this thing useless. But once again, your 23 did not hit.
Sure, then I'll just swing it willy-nilly.
Just
Not
smash it.
willy-nilly, just normal.
Normal Nilly.
Nat
Not
20.
willy.
There you go. Oh,
buddy,
that
hell
okay,
yeah.
if
That-
only the
Should have hit the
strings.
strings.
Should have gone for the string, I guess, but okay.
All right. Go ahead,
Fine.
roll damage. Are you adding anything to this? Or are you just
Mhm.
bonkusing it?
Smite.
Smite, smite.
I have to smite.
I mean, you know what's going to
You're a
happen if you
paladin.
smite.
Oh no.
Do
Oh
I?
no, the D100. Because it's a spell.
Oh, the magic stuff.
Yeah. So you're welcome to
Isn't
do it. So
something
far,
weird
it's
with the
only, it hasn't been
magic?
too terrible. It brought a unicorn. It made a
A fireball.
Made a sweet fireball. But you're between the
Yeah.
enemies, so you'd be hitting enemies with fireballs if that were the case.
You know, or you'll be scared of us. Who knows? Could be anything. Maybe someone will fall in love with you far
Had to bring
away
out
in
my
a far off
smiting
land.
sheet. Okay.
So what level spell are you pumping into this?
We'll do. Gotta do second level, I think.
Okay. Go ahead and grab your fistful of dice and then double the outcome, please.
fistful of however much this bonkissing sword does.
Okay, I think it's this much.
12s. Must be ridiculous.
Follow your heart and go for it. I know, Misha, you're on the edge of your seat.
So
Oh, so he left Greg at last, and he's coming.
We believe in you,
14?
Keld.
You can do it, Kelb. You said 14?
14 damage.
Is that all?
Now, that
Not
doesn't
great.
seem... So, did you double your dice outcome?
Wait.
And then add your sword modifier? You got a nat 20.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah,
So
you
I
double the
would
dice.
double.
And I think you're rolling
But
4d8?
just Yeah.
Okay. So you're
So-
4d8 plus what you roll for your sword, and then your modifier on your sword. And then you double the dice.
So that would be how many? What?
4d8.
You don't roll double the dice.
Right.
you
Nana,
just
I
double
got
the
it. Thank
amount
you.
that's on
Nana.
it. Okay.
Nana, I got it. Thank you. So 4d8. Go ahead and roll 4d8.
Okay, that's what I did.
And what did you get?
That was 10.
Okay, so now that's 20. Because we're
Okay,
doubling it.
And
And then what
then
do
I
you
just
roll
add
for the
4.
damage on your sword? Just the normal damage.
1d8.
Okay, give me another d8.
Six.
Okay,
Plus-
so that becomes a 12.
plus 4,
plus
right?
plus 4.
Oh.
So 36 points of damage.
Wow.
Neat. So 36 points of damage as you pull back
Jesus.
and light emanates from you as you bring your sword down hard on this thing, and there is a splintering of wood and kind of odd metal clanking sounds that don't sound super intuitive to a machine working. But this thing takes a hefty amount of damage. It looks rough. It looks bad. Keld, is there anything else? You've done your movement, action, bonus action. But you came down here and just rocked this thing shit.
Do I technically still get my second attack?
You've done 2 attacks. You did your
Wait,
first
did I-
against the strings
I
and
rolled
missed.
for that, yeah. I forgot.
It's cool.
All right, then
Um,
that's everything.
all right. Perfect. And it casually shifts in your direction. Now you are just kind of standing stomach level to a ballista. And you kind of look down at it like, oh, this seems normal and good for me. It's going to go ahead and, it's going to take its attack against you. And I'm going to be nice and not give it the... I want to scream!
Why?
Hell, do you hear the chunk as this thing is set? Aims at you, is pointed directly at your stomach. And you pull your shield in front of you and shift slightly to the side. It goes bing as it just echoes through the room, ricocheting
Jesus
off.
Christ.
But as you watch it go, you hear ka-chunk, ka-chunk, ka-chunk as it reloads again and is going to shoot a second time.
Oh, great.
Okay, that's a 19 on the dice. Thank you. Big preach. Okay, fine. You're gonna go ahead and take 7 points of piercing damage. And this thing stabs into your side, and you kind of see white for a second. It is like stuck. You are grappled by this thing. It is
What was that
bolted
damage?
into your side. 7. Something
sounds
sad.
familiar.
Something sad. Yeah, you take 7 points of damage, but you're currently grappled by this harpoon that's kind of sticking into your side.
Cool.
Does he want to do anything else? How's he doing emotionally? Yeah, he feels pretty good about it. Shot, it's your turn.
Roshan is going to lean in again from the top of the stairs and hopefully a cantrip won't wild magic, so we'll see. And he's going to shoot 3 little bolts of shadow at the ballista.
Okay.
Does a 15 hit?
15 does not hit.
But a 25 does.
25 certainly does.
Okay, so that's 2 hits. For a total of 5 damage.
As you watch a harpoon ricochet up the stairs and like right past you, Roshan, making you miss the first one, but you're able to bring 2 more down. The ballista looks bad. He doesn't look good. And no, it does not have disadvantage. If you're a big ballista and somebody is standing right in front of you, I'm not giving it disadvantage. Big ballista says no thank you. I'm gonna be honest. Big ballista's like, all right. Ballista. I hate big ballista's ruining everything.
Big ballista's ruining the economy.
Anything else, Roshan?
I think Roshan is going to reach out with a little bit of the innate healing magic from the shadow and heal Fen for 3d6. Do I need to roll wild magic for that?
This is a spell.
It is not.
All right then, no.
That is 9.
Okay. Can you tell me what your healing magic looks like?
This one in particular, I think is making the shadows around him heavier and cooler, but not, but in a comforting way, like a quiet evening in the snowy countryside.
A pleasant experience. A little unnerving, but so pleasant. Anything else, Roshan?
That's it.
All right, Fen, you're up. This thing is right in front of you. And you are trapped kind of on the stairs. You can like jump off, but like it's right in front of you.
Cool. I would like to use my action to again set the immovable rod so this thing cannot make its way up the stairs to engage my allies. And I will bonus action disengage to slip past it and move over next to Keld.
Okay, that would be kind of like moving right behind it.
Oh, okay. Then I guess I go back in a corner or something. Like, I just don't want this thing to be able to get up the stairs. Like, I want my teammates to be able to jump off the sides of the stairs if they want to, but like this thing can't go up the stairs and chase anybody that wants to go up there.
Okay. At least it can't do it incredibly easily.
Yeah, it would have to.
It's just a rod.
Yeah.
But it is currently blocking. Like it is making the stairs unpleasant. But you move out to the corner. Anything else?
That is all I will do. I'm gonna bonus action hide in the shadows.
Can you use your bonus action to disengage?
Oh no, I always bonus action disengaged. All right. Yeah, I did. Yeah.
I think
Neat.
he's gone into the void.
Hmm.
Kyle is dead. Long live the Kyle.
Well, that's the end of Fen's turn. Anywho, so I'm gonna move along.
We'll get
Nana, you're up.
confirmation from him next time. Nana
Nyx is in front of you, and there's also a huge like rod at the end of the stairwell.
right.
Oh.
The rod is okay. Is it like propped diagonally across, just up and down in the middle, lengthwise? How did we do this? How did we do that immovable rod?
I wanted to make it as an obstacle to the construct or whatever this thing is. So whatever, probably horizontal, so it would have to like climb over it
Sure.
to get to you.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. You know, actually, I kind of love that. I'm going to get up closer to this thing. Going back and forth on whether or not I want to use a spell for a bonus action on this occasion. I do have Slayer's Prey still up. Why the fuck not? Okay, Hunter's Mark I will do. That'll give me another d6 to add to... Yep.
D100, please.
Yeah, okie dokie. D100, we say... 5.
Wow.
I don't know what that do.
Okay, go ahead and make your attacks. Who are you attacking? What are we doing?
I am coming up to just behind the immovable rod. I am doing a
Oh, I don't think
slash.
you're doing that. You're stuck behind Nyx.
I am stuck behind Nyx.
Well, the rod is in the space in front of Nyx, so yes.
I see. I'm guessing then I won't have reach enough with either my dagger or the short sword.
No.
I could
You are
throw the
currently
cat.
not in. You could also jump
Throw.
down from the stairs, but you can't stay casually on the steps
Yeah,
unless
yeah.
you're doing
Okay.
ranged.
Got it. Okay. In that case, I'm going to... Yeah. I'm going to flip off the stairs, and I'm going to, throw the, I just had it. The sphere at the suit of armor. The
Okay.
portable resilience sphere. And that requires, I think it's a... Is it a ranged attack? Let's see.
I would assume so, and then it gets its save.
Yes.
So go ahead and roll. Add your dexterity modifier.
Got it. Of course. Get over here, bud. Nice. 18 to hit.
Okay, you jump down, land, and kind of just like kind of superhero landing, tighten your grip, and throw. And it turns and looks at it, and you can see its eyes like illuminating this orb as it flies towards it. And whiffs right past its head as it hits onto the far wall. And you watch it go, and then boof, and then fall onto the ground inactive. So the orb is no longer active.
Shit.
Anything else, Nana? That was some of your movement, your action, your bonus action?
Yeah, sure was. Cool. Then I'm gonna, I guess, I'm gonna go behind Keld to try and, like, run some
You'd
support
have
for him, but
you'd be walking past the monster you just
Ballista?
threw something at, and
Oh.
technically didn't take an attack against it.
Well then, alrighty. I guess
You're welcome to challenge me on that, but I'm not calling
No.
throwing this thing an attack.
Yeah, since it didn't connect, I agree with you on that.
Well,
I'll-
connecting is different for you. You don't have. You can just make attacks, but I'm not
That's
calling
true,
this
but,
an attack.
like,
but
throwing
this
an
uses your
item.
action.
I see. Okay. Alrighty. Yeah, no, I won't.
You're welcome to
contest that.
back up and move away from it if you want to.
Yeah, I'm gonna back up and move away from it and use the remainder of my movement.
Okay, so move a solid. You can you can fully get out of view if you want to.
Yeah, I'm gonna give that a shot.
Okay. Nana, that is your turn. Nix, hey, what's up?
We're gonna cast
Please
more
that'll give Nick
spells
some more
because
room.
why not?
Sure.
I'm gonna
I
do,
mean, there's a reason why not, but you know, go for it.
no, why
I
not?
mean, what?
I don't have much else, guys.
I got one thing going for me, and I'm
Magic.
not stopping now.
So I'm gonna
I mean, it never stopped
cast,
Thago.
exactly. 4th level blight on the construct.
Okay. On the armor or the
Armor.
ballista? Okay.
Kelt's got the ballista. He's fine.
I've
Sure.
I
got this
believe in
handled.
him.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your attack.
That's a con save, DC 19.
Okay. It makes the con save.
Cool. This will take half. Oh wait, what am I doing?
I don't know.
I don't have enough
It's all a
dice. That's what
mystery.
I'm doing.
It's all a mystery from the neck down. I don't know.
Okay, what's half of 32? Whatever that is.
Neat. 32.
Of necrotic damage.
Oof, ouch. Okay.
Oh wait, I'm dumb. It has no effect on constructs.
Oh,
I'll let you-
Katie!
I will let you pick a different spell
Yeah.
once.
Gotta read, guys.
Well, I mean, it would have been fine if it were actually a warforged, because I don't think they technically count as constructs, but...
You know? Let's pick another one that does damage. Whatever that is.
I'm gonna keep my saving throw though.
That's fine. We'll do the one that I can heal myself. So that's Wither and Bloom instead.
Okay.
Still necrotic damage.
As you go ahead and roll the damage, Nana, as you run back and kind of steady yourself, you see like something out of the corner of your eye raise up, and it's a little, very square-shaped robot with little like dangly arms and legs that seems to just voip into existence. Sorry, Nathan. And it appears next to you. Oh, as it like wide eye looks around the room. Anywho, that's that.
So it's half of
Yeah.
15.
Okay.
What is this?
Nana.
All right. And go ahead and roll me a D100, please, as
Yeah.
healing light sort of wraps up around you and just a kind of dark energy pulls at this armor, and you watch some of the pieces dent inwards.
So when it's all zeros, is that 100 or is that 0? Because they're all
I
zeros.
think that's 100, right?
100, right?
I think so.
That sounds like 100.
I think that's what 100 is on the D100.
Then it's
the 0 and
100.
the 00.
That's what I got. All the zeros.
Wow.
0 to hero. And that's all we can afford.
We can't afford anything.
Mm.
100.
We can afford exactly as much as is free to claim, which is, I think, less than 6.
Go ahead and roll me a D20.
6.
You feel some of your shoulders hunch and sink a bit under like the weight of your armor, and just like a strange sensation in your body. Your constitution is decreased by 2 for 1 hour.
Nice.
Oh.
Oh, that's bad.
That's real bad.
That's bad for a caster, especially.
I'll figure out how to do
Anything
that.
else? Anything else next?
I'm gonna figure out how to make that
Oh,
minus
boy.
2.
Perfect. Nix, you just feel like the solidness of your body. It's like, oh, like just an odd sensation. Well, there's that for you. Anything else, or are we good here?
We're good.
Okay, Mr. Spicy Armor is gonna keep doing what it was born to do and is going to make its way over to Fen, who it's decided is his problem, and is going to make his attacks. First attack, it raises and brings down its sword, and it scrapes against like the curved wall you've pressed yourself against, as it can't get a good angle to hit you, as it brings the sword back and goes in for a second. Does a 15 hit you?
Thanks to my new ring, it does not.
There you go. And once again, brings it back and just is struggling in this kind of curved wall space to bring its weapon down upon you. That's its turn. Moving on to Keld. You are watching this machine in front of you just like struggle to like pull its string back, and like it seems to be like slowly reloading. Like it seems rough. Like it just seems like a good solid, like if it had a head, a punch to the back of the head.
Maybe a good sword to whatever I can hit.
Go for it. You were like, well, and you
Well,
bring your sword down.
since I'm right here, would a 22 hit?
See how funny it would be if I was just like, no, silly gooses. Yeah, that hits.
Yay. We're just gonna do...
Taking notes here, it wouldn't have hit if you were aiming for the strings, though.
Oh, yeah. Hey, guys,
Right.
these strings, impossible to hit.
Impossible to
Apparently
hit.
so.
They're too
Nearly
thin.
impossible. Too thin.
Just
Can't even see
swinging
them.
in the wrong dimension.
Just like swinging.
Where am I?
Ah.
All right, what do we got, Keld?
Ah.
That plus our inherent divine smite.
Yeah, give us that inherent shit, boys.
$23 damage.
Jesus Christ. You look down at it,
Wait.
and you watch
I
as
might be
it
stupid.
loads. It's okay. Honestly, the math does not matter on
13.
this one. I'll tell you, the math does not matter too much on this
Cool,
one.
cool.
As you watch it go in to reload what looks like a different type of bolt, and you can see that there's something nasty looking on the end of it, and you're like, I don't know what that is. And you bring your sword down into just like the little opening, and just crunch, crack, boot, and the thing just stops moving and just kind of slumps in on itself. And you still have an attack.
And this thing looks kind of dunzo.
No, it's not
Together.
moving. It is currently not moving.
Then can
List
I
of
use my movement to get over to Mr. Armor?
100%.
Clank.
Mr. Clink Clank. Oof. Can I hit him with a 19?
No. You go over and swing, and it pulls its sword back and behind and like parries you, and
Wow.
now it is aware of you.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Don't have to be so extra about it.
I'm gonna hold my ground.
Perfect. You sort of have this thing between you and Fen. And this is where the thing would go, but it can't. Roshan, what's up?
Roshan sees that Keld has felled the whatever and is going to circle around to the back of the stairs and start shooting at the suit of armor ?
That's a suit of
and
armor.
with the same 3 shadow bolts. Does a 20 hit?
20 hits.
Okay, and a 16 does not hit.
16 does not hit.
Okay. 2 hits,
What kind of damage is your
force damage.
Okay, cool.
And it looks real great until I realize that I just rolled the 2 percentile dice, and that's only 2 damage instead of 20 damage.
Well, now that make more sense.
Yes,
Okay.
I'm Roshan, and I do a lot of damage, and
Do fireball again, coward.
I think I will give Keld a little bit of a bardic advantage. Just give him Keld, watch your back or something. Real good, real smooth.
I'll try.
Very, very smooth, very cool. Is that the end of your turn, Roshan?
That's it.
All right, Fen, you're up. And this thing is just looming over you.
Cool. I'm gonna bonus action disengage and slip under its sleeve there and go where a ballista once stood. And I would like to fire a couple of arrows at its direction with no sharpshooter.
Sure.
One of them is going to miss because of rules, and the other one is a 22 to hit.
22 hits.
Cool. So this has Hunter's Mark on it and Sneak Attack. And I can't forget the D8 of the actual weapon attack.
It helps.
All right. Give me a second. This is a lot of dice.
Oh, God.
16. And 45 points of damage. No, 44.
How would you like
damage.
to do this?
I would have liked to have done it like 5 minutes ago, but I imagine that Keld gets there and he's rears up for his next attack, and instead this thing just like takes a arrow to the head and like shatters, and there's nothing left for Keld to hit. I want Keld to be disappointed by the fact that he didn't get to kill the other thing.
Keld has to share the killing of things this day as the armor collapses onto the floor, and there is a lull in silence and the sound of like little fires crackling on pieces of wood that are slowly dying out. And that is where we are going to stop for tonight. Thank you all for being here. We really appreciate it. We love telling you guys a story. And this story is going to be full of nightmares for a little bit. And I hope everybody has a good time. Good luck. Here at the Dice Cult, we got the stuff and the things going on. If you go to youtube.com/the Dice Cult, you can watch all the past episodes of On the Backs of Gods, our other D&D shows, one-shots, Vampire the Masquerade, Follow Your Heart, that was the theme of Vampire the Masquerade, is follow your heart. If you'd like to keep up with us, we are at Backs of Gods on Instagram and Twitter. If you'd like to keep up with all of us, we are at The Dice Cult on Instagram and Twitter. Once again, thank you for being here. We really appreciate it. We love telling you guys a story, and we'll be here same time, same place, Mondays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we will see you guys next time. Good night, everybody.
Thanks for joining us.
Until next time.
Good night, everyone.
Goodbye. Goodbye.